Hi everyone, in this video we'll see the topic Restoration England. It refers to the England of the period between 1660 and 1668. The significant thing is that Charles II was brought back to England as the King of England. All the institutions and practices which were suppressed during the Puritan regime were restored. Political monarchy, parliament, and law were all brought back to their former status. In religion, episcopacy or rule of the bishops was reinstated. Anglicanism became the acknowledged religion of upper class people. The Roman Catholics were shut out from all participation in local and national government. Politics. A great political magnitude that took place during the Restoration period was the formation of political parties, the Tories and the Whigs. The Tories, like the Cavaliers, were always supporters of the king. The Whigs, like the Roundheads, always stood for the rights of the Parliament. Science. For the first time in the history of mankind, it was discovered that science could be used for the development of agriculture, industry, navigation, medicine, and engineering. The Royal Society of Science was founded in 1662 under the patronage of King Charles and of his cousin Prince Rupert, who himself a scientist. Robert Boyle, the chemist, and Isaac Newton, the physicist, were also religious men. With the spread of scientific inquiry, most of the superstitions lost grip on the people. Theatres. The theatres, which remained closed during the Puritan regime, once again started functioning, but of course with certain changes. The old playhouse was roofed in and the stage was artificially lighted with candles. There were drop curtains and painted scenery. More than that, the women's parts were no longer taken by well trained boys. Instead, women's parts were acted by women actresses themselves. One of the most popular dramas of the early Restoration period was Wycherley's Country Wife. Literature. Private libraries were becoming more and more common during the Restoration period, varying in size and quality. Private libraries of renowned persons like Samuel Pepys contained many valuable volumes. Similarly, the library owned by the Cotton family had many remarkable books. In 1684, for the first time, a public library was established in London by Tennyson, the benevolent clergyman who later became the Archbishop of Canterbury. Sports and pastimes. Sports and pastimes had become rare during the Puritan rule. They were even prohibited, especially on Sundays, fearing that sports and games would spoil the solemnity of the Sabbath. However, they were revived during the Restoration period. Shooting partridges was almost the privilege of the squires alone. The netting of birds, fox hunting, wrestling, boxing, and sword fighting, or bull and bear baiting kinds of footballs were all common sports and games of the period. But cockfighting was the most popular of all pastimes, watched by huge excited crowds. Horse racing was became more prominent owing to the royal patronage. The two great national calamities of the Restoration period were the plague and the Great Fire. The plague of 1665 carried away nearly one-fifth of the London population. The Great Fire of 1666 raged for 5 long days, destroying all the churches and other buildings of the city. The Great Fire was, in a sense, a blessing in disguise because the reconstruction of the city on modern lines was possible after this calamity. The reconstruction of London was accomplished in a comparatively short period of 4 or 5 years. Thus, we had a short glimpses of Restoration England. Thank you for watching.